For this month's featured video, I want to talk about 3 lessons every small business employer can learn from the indictment of the Trump Organization and its CFO, Alan Weisselberg. I'm making this featured video for you on Thursday, July 1st, and earlier today, the District Attorney of Manhattan, New York, made public the indictment against the Trump Organization and its CFO, Alan Weisselberg. The Trump Organization and Weisselberg are charged with 15 different crimes arising from their allegedly engaging in a scheme to commit tax fraud. More particularly, it's alleged that the Trump Organization provided Mr. Weisselberg with approximately $1.76 million in benefits as employment compensation that was not reported as such by either Mr. Weisselberg or the Trump Organization over approximately the last 15 years. These benefits included paying his rent for his apartment, his car leases, tuition for his family members, and treating annual bonuses as pay to an independent contractor instead of as wages to an employee. The indictment offers some valuable lessons for every small business owner. Here are 3 of them. Number 1, don't ever keep more than one set of financial records. Allegedly, the Trump Organization maintained separate records of the benefits that it provided to Weisselberg to track them as part of his compensation. In the other set of records, the payments for the benefits weren't treated as employee compensation, but as other kinds of business expenses that had more favorable tax treatment. Undoubtedly, this second set of books is going to cause the defendants to have some explaining to do that they wouldn't have otherwise had to have done. Nothing good can come from having multiple sets of books. So work with a professional bookkeeper to make sure that you have well-organized bookkeeping practices. Check in regularly, at least twice a year, and better yet quarterly with a certified public accountant who will review your books and confirm for you that you're maximizing your tax deductions without violating the law. Make sure those books are not only current, but also comprehensive, so you don't need more than one set. All right, lesson number 2. Follow the advice of professionals when it comes to withholding and paying taxes on wages paid to employees. Much of the alleged wrongdoing by the Trump Organization and Mr. Weisselberg concerned the failure to report income, to withhold the correct amount of payroll taxes, and to pay them as required. It's not difficult to getting the withholding right for the amount of taxes and paying the right amount of taxes and doing it on time. But getting it right every time is essential. So work with a professional to make sure you're correctly preparing paychecks, making the right withholdings, and paying the correct taxing authorities at the right time. Now, if you're a micro-sized employer, you might get one-time guidance from your accountant on how to do it, and then check in with him or her periodically to confirm that you haven't missed any changes in the law. You won't need a very large payroll before outsourcing payroll becomes cost-effective. A payroll professional will make life much easier for any small business owner who has to pay employees. Now, lesson number 3. Merely agreeing that a worker is an independent contractor does not make the worker one. Whether the Trump Organization and Weisselberg improperly classified work as the work of an employee or an independent contractor is one of the most common errors I see small employers make. If the indictment is true, these defendants knew what they were doing by classifying Mr. Weisselberg sometimes as an employee and other times as an independent contractor consultant. But it's also possible that the indictment is not true as to the intent of the Trump Organization and Weisselberg. And it's possible that they didn't realize that they're wrongdoing in that regard. Many employers and their workers believe that if they agree on their status as independent contractor, that's enough. But it's not. Every court or law enforcement agency will look at what the worker actually does and the extent to which the business exercises control over that worker. From that, the determination is made about the status of the independent contractor versus employee. The Trump Organization Weisselberg indictment shows us just how tempting it can be for both parties to come to an agreement about being an independent contractor instead of being an employee. But it also shows how significant the consequences can be if the agreement is improperly made. As your family business lawyer, I'm here to make sure that I can help you and your business so that it never faces the kind of peril that the Trump Organization and its CFO now face. So if you have any doubt about how your company keeps its books, pays its taxes, or classifies its worker, you can contact me to make sure that you're doing the right thing for your business and for your family. For this month's main article, click on the video to your upper right. For our Spotlight feature, click on the video on the bottom right. And of course, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for us. Thanks for watching. For your business, for your family.